What's going on, guys? Out here in the shop getting ready to go to a ride this weekend at River Run. So did a little bit of tire swapping on the Sportsman and the Razor. Put the Moto Havocs on the Sportsman to kind of get a little bit more mud ready, and swap the XM310s over here to give it a little bit more wide or of a tire. And also that's what's nice about having players is that you can just swap everything out. We'll see how it does. But you guys, you know, you've seen the Polaris, you've seen this one, and it was time for a new build. I've been looking, but prices of these Hondas are, I don't know what you guys are doing, but it's just ridiculous. So you can't even get, you know, basically that one. If that was a Honda 300 right there, that thing would be selling for $2,000 or whatever. Just basic 300s with tires asking $2,000, whatever. It's just, it's not worth it. So I actually found one on Craigslist, and this is it over here. Craigslist, I guess the guy doesn't do too much Facebook, which is great. That's what you got to look for now. But I went and picked this one up today. Is a 1997 Honda 300 4x4. Yeah, it doesn't look that great now, but the potential is, it's all there. You guys always want to know the prices. He was asking $1,500 for it, which is still on the high side. I mean, I wouldn't pay $1,500 for, I would only pay $1,500 for like a mint condition one, and that was, I mean, only 5, 6, 7 years ago. And so this is what $1,500 will get you now. I've never bought a Honda 300 over $1,000. But this one here, all the plastics look to be in great shape. They are in good shape. Obviously the seat is ruined, but OEM seats are cheap, so I'm gonna get a new one of those. I ended up paying $1,200 for this one, and I'm actually pretty glad I did. The motor sounds great. There's no ticking. It's quiet. It's sound. It actually drives really nice. Of course, none of the brakes work. Already comes with the floorboards. The only little thing on the plastic is that little spot about right there. Everything still lines up perfectly on the gas tank. Nothing's really busted. That's not out. You always see these like push back, which that one did a little bit right there, but not even that. Racks, other than that little bend right there, everything's in good shape. As far as I can tell, it's never been snorkeled out. Underneath the seat here, I mean, the stock snorkel's there. This piece is here. All the wiring's still intact. Thing is very dirty. It obviously hasn't been washed in forever because there's still, let's see if we can pick that up. I mean, it's still green, like there's green everywhere. That boot, he did have to rebuild the rear end. The rear end does look good. The crankcase is kind of filled up with a little bit of milky-ish oil, but that's because there's no vent lines. All the vent lines have rotted off, and it's just been, I guess, sitting outside. And this, I opened this up. Let me see here. This is the best part of it, I think. Look at this gas tank. And let's see. Not a speck of rust in there anywhere. Gas tank is mint. Even the gas cap. This right here was kind of the project before this one. It wasn't even really a project. I got it from my buddy Troy. He had that orange Razor. He has the General and all the videos and stuff. And he had this one sitting outside for a long time. He actually used this at like the deer lease. So he gave it to me to build up. Not even build up, just kind of get it ready to go. So I put a snorkel on there. I redid the snorkel, the gas tank on this one, and that's why I make such a big deal about that gas tank, because take a look at this one here. You're not doing anything with that gas tank at all. Put a new carburetor on this one. Like, this is actually the switch. Gas tank, so that's a new gas tank, just gravity fed. Got the old snorkel plate. That's the last snorkel plate, so that's actually probably going to come off and be put onto this one. Put like a little 2-inch lift kit from a Razor on there, which didn't do anything because there's absolutely zero suspension on this thing, but this thing runs really good now. It's an old, I think it's a, what is it, 84 Honda TRX 200. But thing runs. I think I'm actually going to give that back to him and focus on this one, make room for this one. So okay, so his first little thing to do is clean it up. Here's the first part of it. I don't know how well the lighting's going to be, but this thing should clean up pretty good. So let's see what it looks like. And here is the after results. Sucker cleaned up very nicely, as what I was expecting. I mean, it was just stuff that was left on there forever, and no telling the last time this thing was washed, but everything cleaned up fine. Intake tube, snorkel, all the wiring was, you know, cleaned up fine. There was actually a rat's nest all the way up in there, this whole little section in there. That was all nothing but a rat's nest. I gotta get another bushing for right here because there's one there. This one's missing. I got new buttons coming. I'm gonna try to do like the little heat trick on the control panel here. That, the little red button, that little red button and grips will make this whole thing feel completely different. Got the bushings for that coming and the straps just to make this thing lock in because there's nothing over there. And actually you can tell that what he ended up using, I think, was a old water hose as the bushings. So that's coming. Got a little other small things coming for this thing to get all like the stock stuff and everything that needs to be done. The carburetor, it's not leaking, it's not dripping. The thing runs fantastic. Actually, let's see, for not having a gas tank on it. Let's see, hold on. Motor sounds good. Of course it's skipping because there's no gas in it. But the only thing you're hearing on that exhaust is that that is completely out, and he actually tried to JB weld something on there. But didn't hold up, of course. The rear brakes are going to be gutted and deleted. The hitch is going to be taken off. Nothing on the rear end is welded up as far as, say, like the hubs there. That's a big thing. The hubs, a lot of times the hubs will wear out, the spines wear out and start hopping a little bit or get a little bit wonky, and so they weld those up. Not done on this one. All the racks can be painted up, cleaned up very nicely. Full air box is there. This thing was already seized up. You just put a little PB blaster on there, and now it actually operates fine with the compression release. As far as the motor, he said he's never been into it. I believe him because the factory sealant is still there, looking good. And there's no really oil that's been seeping out. A lot of times oil seep out from here or here. Hasn't happened yet. So kind of in a sense, we'll let you know that the hours might be low on this one. Not sure. I got a cap coming for that. There's no O-ring on the oil. Got a O-ring coming for that. Everything else is looking fantastic still. Really good buy, it really is. Gas tank, of course, cleaned up perfectly all around. The tires I have for it, like I said, are outside. He already did the service, at least for the spark plug and air filter and all that, but carburetor's coming off, and we'll go through all that on the next video series. Sucker's cleaned up, now it's worth, you know, I could probably slap a set of tires on there, do a little small adjustments, and I've already gained $1,000, probably pretty easy. But I don't think this one's gonna go anywhere, so that's what it is, guys. Let's see what happens next. And a little side note, this is all I use to usually clean up everything. I usually have this in a pump sprayer, but this is what I use for now. That is a mixture of crud cutter and like Zep degreaser, and then just fill it about halfway with everything, and then just halfway up with water. Engine degreaser, just Super Tech, you could use whatever. Engine degreaser, that's one that foams up really nicely. And then the etching mag and wheel cleaner to get all the mud stains and everything off everything metal. It actually works really well in plastic, like the clear plastics, like your overflow reservoir, your snorkel tube, stuff like that. That does really good with that. And also along with everything metal. So that's all I use to make it clean up.